Just tell me about your role this coming Saturday. Obviously, you're kind of the celebrity, the guy that's done it on the high level. So talk about what your role is this coming Saturday for the street vault.
Well, my role, I would say more is in line with learning a little bit more about street vaults. I've been out of the business for 25 years, and Paul Babbitts is an old friend of mine, and if I could describe standing on the edge of a cliff, he's the one that kind of pushed me off to get back into the business, and so I'm here to support the event and help Paul in any way I can.
Talk about how you've seen the sport of pole vaulting grow from, since 1984 in the Olympics to now at this point in time.
Well, the vault has changed a great deal. Back in the 80s, they didn't have women vaulting in the sport, and so it has really changed and exploded on a nationwide level because the women have entered the event, and there's just been a lot more participation, for one. Second thing is the street vaults were non-existent back in the 80s. The only street vault that I remember was under the Eiffel Tower in Paris. That was the only one I'd ever even heard of. Now they're springing up all over the U.S. So this summer I've got a couple boys, and we're traveling around all over the Midwest to go to street vaults.
What's your best advice as a guy that's done it on the Olympic level to some of the young guys, especially in this Fort Wayne area? There's so many young guys that are coming up. What would be your best advice to a young vaulter?
Well, obviously to work very, very hard, and if you can get an opportunity to work with an experienced athlete or get into an indoor facility, this is really a year-round event if you want to be successful in it. When I was young, it was fortunate because I could go to the neighboring colleges and walk right into their field houses and start warming up and jumping. Insurance has changed that for us on a nationwide level, and so there's more and more indoor facilities like Vault High Athletics has set up around the country, and if you have an opportunity to get involved in one of those indoor facilities and train year-round, then that's the best advice I could give you.
Yeah, do you feel like young people are getting, because of things like Vault High, are getting more opportunities to be exposed to vaulting, and that's perhaps where we see so many young people like in this area, getting involved in the sport?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, once again, it used to be a 2 or 3 month out of the year track season, and that was the only time you got any exposure, and so it was hard to advance and become really good. And when you can train year-round and train with a former great like Paul here in this area, it's a fantastic opportunity.
When you look back on your career, what stands out to you most?
Working with world-class athletes, being able to go to a university and jump there, and again, it's changed so much, and so I learned more from the greats that were before me, learned a lot from them, and, a highly competitive environment, and, at Vault High Athletics, they have a number of kids at all levels, and so, I think kids need to compete to improve.
Now, what are you most looking forward to about tomorrow and seeing some of these young guys and some of the best from the Midwest competing here in Fort Wayne?
Well, I'm looking forward to a lot of things tomorrow, but mostly, again, I'm here to learn a lot about, this is Paul's 6th year, and I'm just recently back into the business, and so I'm here to learn and help in any way I can.
All right.